Fiona from New Zealand Stitchbird. Today I bring you some of my testing and trialing of some makes to come up with a plan what I'm actually going to make for my Co-ord sets, which I mentioned in my last video. So I'll put a link to my last video up there. I looked at some ready to wear options and some patterns that I could potentially use. So here is one of them that I'm wearing now. This is the now straight blouse with the puffball sleeve, faux bows up the front. I've got the pre studs underneath for closing it up, and I just did this straight view. So I put a pic of me wearing it up here. I've actually also paired it with the pair of lane pants that I made, and they look great together. I think it's quite balanced with the looser fit pant on the bottom to allow for the wideness in the puffball sleeve on the top. So definitely going to be a make. So I'll make the two pieces in a pattern fabric. I haven't decided yet. I need to look at my fabric selection, but I'm really pleased on how this turned out. Initially, I went into a wee bit of a panic because I looked at my notes from my previous dress that I made. So I made the dress where you cut it off at about here. It was in a white and cream linen, and I made it in a 6, and it only really just fitted me across the bust. So I thought, well, I definitely have to size up. So I sized up to a size 7, did a bit of measuring. I laid the pattern pieces over another top that fitted me, and I thought, yeah, I think, and I also did a comparison between the size 6 and size 7 with the tilly and buttons, and I thought, well, there's quite a, an extra bit there. And then I started to cut it out, and then I thought, panic, what's that doesn't fit? So I had a wee sneaky little idea, which I do sometimes when I'm a wee bit unsure whether something's going to fit or not. On the back piece, I put it out from, I'm just reading my notes, I put it out from the fold about an inch, which then gave me 2 inches in the back, which seems a lot, but I thought, actually, if it's a little bit looser, that's fine. It's better being too loose than too tight. Plus, when you go to stitch up the back pleat, obviously I have to stitch it down a wee bit at the back neck so the back neck facing fits. But if I needed to, I could stitch it all the way down. I could stitch it part way down. So I stitched it down, I think, about the depth of the actual facing piece, which is probably about 2.5 inches. So I stitched that down at the back just to make those pieces fit, and actually I was so pleased that I did, because I feel like I've really just got enough room in this top. If I hadn't have done that, I don't think it would have fitted me. So there's quite a bit of difference in the fit between the peplum top and the straight top. You haven't got the same kind of room, I guess, because you haven't got all the extra fabric. So that's just something to think about. The other thing is, they say to do 6 ties. I've only done 5. I've left the one off the bottom because I just think it's going to be annoying. I did press studs down the front, so they're actually hidden underneath. So these essentially are just faux bows. They're just for decoration only. And I think that was about it. It went together really well, and now I've made it once and I know what I need to do to make sure it fits me. It's going to be a breeze. This fabric here is kind of a lightweight cotton. There's a little bit of structure, but not a huge amount. So it's just enough to make the sleeves puffbally enough. I don't know whether I'd want them any more than what they are. So I'm pleased with that. Fits me across the shoulders, across the bust. Anyway, I'll put some pics up there anyway with the lane pants so you can see what it looks like. So that is going to be one of my definite sets that I'm going to make. Now, I did get a chance to make up, I'm just looking at my information, the Paper Theory pocket skirt from Peppermint magazine, and I love this skirt. I made it in a brown linen that I had picked up from, I think it was in one show. It was one of the fashion houses that was selling off scraps of fabric. So I managed to get the skirt out, and I've got a little bit left. So I'm hoping I can get either just a wee simple cami top to go with it. And then I've already got a cord set, go figure. The linen, it sits really nicely. I love the wee pockets. So I've got it pictured up here with my leopard print blouse, and to be fair, I'm just trying to think which one that was. Hopefully I'll put it in the description or put a wee sign down below there what that one was. I'm just not sure whether I've got that one stuck into my book. Anyway, I'm really pleased how that one turned out, and definitely going to do it in the red and white stripe, which I showed you a few weeks ago, and I'll come up with some kind of simple wee top to go with it. So there's 3 co-ords already sorted. So that's my plans with those moving forward. Now I also made another top which I've been wanting to make for a long time. I made it a wee while ago, and it was, I can't remember which challenge it was for, but I omitted the frill and I actually did my own little ties down the front, which are working ties. They actually tie the top together, and that was the Danielle blouse by Seamwork. Well, I made it again and I wanted to make it with the frill, so I've actually done it with the frill, and it's really clever the way they do the frill. You don't have to do fiddly folding of the edges or anything like that. It's actually faced, so it makes it so much easier. So I made that up in a silk that I picked up, vintage silk, and I made it up, and yeah, so potentially that is another option which I could use as one of these co-ord tops, especially in likes of the viscose rayon, something like that, that's nice and drapey. And I have got a really nice pink which would look really nice in it, and so I wouldn't have to do the long sleeves on my version. I omitted doing the cuff, and I just folded under the edges and just put elastic through them. I find cuffs a little bit annoying sometimes, especially if you undo and do up buttons. I must be a bit lazy, but anyway, so I put elastic in the cuffs. So I'll put a pic of that one up there, and I'm wearing that with my lane pants as well. It's been busy in the sewing room, I tell you. And I've got a few more things cut out as well. I've still got that dress that I'm planning to make. That's cut out. Haven't managed to get there yet, but we will. But definitely really fun making this wee tie top. Really enjoyed that. So until next time, it's just a quick one this week because I want to get back into that sewing room and get sewing, and hopefully next week I will bring you one of my finished co-ord sets. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and enjoy your sewing week. Bye now.